Hi, I'm Eric Lanask with TMC, and I'm here again with Vineeth Ram, who's the Vice President of Global Sales at Panduit. So you got into, in our last segment, a little bit about how you at Panduit are approaching sort of this new age of networking and the network infrastructure, and what you call the unified physical infrastructure. What exactly, in terms of the components that are necessary, do you mean by UPI?
Great. So first off, Eric, the unified physical infrastructure is really a concept, right? It's an outcome. It's not really a product. It's not a solution. It'll never have a price or a part number, right? It's sort of the end outcome that customers are going to achieve. It's a state they're going to realize, right, by following certain best practices, methodologies, and deploying solutions. So what Panduit really means is we build a whole portfolio, our entire technology platform is based on the principles of a unified physical infrastructure. So from a portfolio perspective, what we do is we say that we have a complete portfolio to do three types of things, right? To connect, right? So you're trying to connect all the five systems. This could be everything from a whole range of passive devices that are cables and connectors and a variety of things that connect these different systems, which today, again, in next generation technology, are also becoming pretty intelligent as you get to new types of interconnect technologies and so on. Then we manage, right? We manage all of these sort of five systems, meaning from a more from a passive perspective. It's to do with all the enclosures, right? How we route, how we protect, how we ground and bond, all the different pieces of the physical infrastructure. It also has to do with some of the getting the data around the monitoring, the humidity, the environmental characteristics, et cetera, of the actual physical infrastructure itself. So that's pretty important there as well. And finally, we talk about automating, right? Now we're talking about automating a lot of the activities in the physical infrastructure, so we can actually think of the physical infrastructure very much like the logical systems infrastructure. So it's just like you have a whole range of software and services and capabilities to basically manage your servers, your storage, and your switching devices, right? Very similarly, there's a set of things that can be done on the physical infrastructure as well, because these have to be monitored, they have to be managed, they've got to be provisioned, we've got to manage the assets in the physical infrastructure, and we've got to do, more importantly, we've got to do physical logical mapping in the case of virtualization. So what we really mean by a comprehensive UPI-based solution is a solution for a domain that has the ability to connect, manage, and automate the relevant five systems inside that domain. Now, how does Panduit do this, right? What's our technology strategy behind this? It's based on three principles, right? Our entire portfolio is based on our ability to do three things. It's unification, instrumentation, and integration. So what we really do is we talk about taking our portfolio of capabilities, standardizing them, consolidating them, and simplifying them. That's the theme around unification. Then we instrument, which means we get data about the process, we have information, right? We have insights about the processing and drive process control, and finally we integrate, which means we take all that information and we pass it on to higher level software management systems, so now they can take this entire physical infrastructure information, make it relevant to the other layers in the infrastructure, and ultimately to the business performance itself. So that's what we mean, Eric, by taking a comprehensive approach to the entire physical infrastructure.
So now, whether you're talking about the actual hardware or whether you're talking about some of the software that you just mentioned, how important is it, and how do you approach you dealing with your partners and the ecosystem that you've mentioned previously?
Yeah. So let me just explain a little bit more about what I meant by the unified approach, right? One of the things that's very critical is going back to why does all this matter, right? I told you the reason why all this matters is the challenges around power, cooling, space, speed, performance, and optimizing the infrastructure and solving these cross-functional challenges, right? So the issue today is most customers buy, let's say there's 25 different categories of products. They buy them independently and put them together in n number of ways, right? So what really happens is we are unable to optimize, unable to solve those complex challenges in a holistic manner. So what Panduit is really doing is we're really taking sort of this entire category of capabilities, optimizing it with the knowledge and technology and expertise we have, and we're creating reference architectures that can actually be deployed. So when customers want to go deploy specific systems technologies, they actually know how to go get that that done with a sort of a holistic reference architecture that is optimized and gets them the results that they need while building a solid foundation to run their business, right? So now what we are doing is, on one hand, we're working with industry leaders to build these reference architectures and capabilities. We're also building up our own portfolio of products, right? Everything from active, passive to software and hardware. Now we're also taking all of this to our partner community. Right? So we've got to train them, equip them through education, and work with them. We also have specializations in our training around specific solution areas and product categories, as well as certification for our partners as well. Now, all of this helps us go to the end customer with a complete solution, right? Because we have the technology, we have the expertise, we can get that deployed for them through our partner ecosystem. And not only that, Panduit's whole approach is very partner inclusive. So we help them with the entire life cycle, from plan, design, develop, deploy, operate, manage perspective. So we can look at all the aspects of the life cycle through an integrated approach to all elements of the physical infrastructure that are optimized to solve the challenges of today. And we have a story now, because of the complex challenges that we are solving, we can go address multiple types of stakeholders inside our customer environment, right? From a senior executive all the way down to a technical person who's actually solving day-to-day problems, whether it be in the planning phase or within the operations phase.
Excellent. We've gotten a little bit into the products and your customers and how you're approaching them. I want to come back in a moment and get actually into some of the cost savings and the impact of power and cooling requirements. We're here at Panduit with Vineeth Ram, the Global Vice President of Marketing.